Hello and welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for Sagittarius. I'm Jamie Kale Miller.
And I'm Julia Mijas, and hey there, Sagittarius. I'd like to first start off by talking about your relationships this month. So very, very early on in the month, Venus is in your fourth house of family and home. That means that, for the first 4 days of the month, it's a really good time for getting along well with your family members, anyone you live with. And if you're in a relationship, then you just want to be a homebody with your partner. But then after April 4th, Venus goes in the fifth. Now, if you're single, this is when you want get out there because the fifth house is a party house. It's the house of dating. So it's you got a little extra dating luck this month. So wonderful time for getting out there and meeting people and also just having a really good time. Now, if you are in a relationship, Venus in the fifth means just, going out with your partner and painting the town red. This is a house of games. It's a house of hobbies. It's creativity. It rules fun places. Now, Mercury is going retrograde in this house kind of throughout the month from the April 1st to the 25th. So this can be a time of miscommunications. It could be miscommunications with your children, which are ruled by the fifth house. It can also mean miscommunications with the people you date if you are single and meeting new people. So, just be a little aware if you're single and getting out there. Give some space to be able to take back some things in conversation, and just realize that, those types of things can crop up around now. And I know Jamie has some things to tell us about career and finance for you, Sag.
Yes, I sure do. Well, thank goodness Juno is going direct in your 10th house, Sagittarius. Juno's been retrograde since January, and it's been kind of rough for those of us who are married or in a significant partnership, maybe a business partnership. Maybe a lot of stuff has sort of cropped up and needed to be cleaned up and needed to be fixed in these relationships. And especially when Juno's in your 10th house, it can apply to people that you manage at work as well, and how you network with people at work, like the people that you connect to and why you connect to them, maybe because that's your person in that department over there, or because you hope to find another job through that person that you knew from your other company that you worked for. These might be relationships that have been in need of a little cleanup over the last few months, but when Juno goes direct, all of that is going to start to ease out and just get a lot better, and we can all move forward. So that happens on April 21st. But and really, any like disagreements and challenges that have been in your relationships this year should totally ease out by July. But you don't even have to wait that long, because the sun is going to move into your sixth house after April 19th and start to light up your work arena so that you can be more shiny on the job. And it's a really good time, and it'll last for about 30 days after the sun moves in there on April 19th. And it's such a good time to put your high quality attention on the people that you work with and make all of your relationships on the job better that way, and also just be more efficient and show up, a little more bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and like a better worker. So then that was career finance. I want to say that we've been mentioning, I think I've been mentioning in these horoscopes, that Ceres is slowing down and is going to be going retrograde next month, May. She's in your second house. And so you're going to be looking at a couple of months of financial retrospection and having to fix and figure out and rebuild some of the ways that you manage your finances and the ways that you build wealth and manage your security. And this month there'll be a little bit of a sort of a, I don't know, foreshadowing of that, or a precursor of that, in the form of a solar eclipse happening. And it's actually happening in your fifth house. And it could trigger some spontaneous and perhaps hasty, not well thought out or risky behavior. And because Ceres is involved with this eclipse, it could be financial behavior, and it's landing in the fifth house, which is the house of gambling. So what I'm about to tell you is, yeah, have fun with your money during that eclipse, but don't gamble. Like if this is something that you're prone to, and that doesn't always go well for you, just stay away, during the eclipse. And that's going to be around April 8th. But as I said before about Juno and the sun, things get a lot better as the month goes on. Well, that's all for today. If you had fun with this video, if you enjoyed it, please do hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel because we love to see you around here.
You can find our site at pandoraastrology.com to get a reading with one of us, or you could find us on our Patreon for workshops and classes. And we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye.